DC, it's Ron. Thanks for stopping by for part 2. Now let me explain something real quick. The reason this is happening is because when I recorded my previous video, my batteries drained out towards the end. I still made the video, but when I went to transfer it into my file in order for it to be uploaded, it wouldn't, the tail end of the video wouldn't transfer. So that's why I had to cut it off so abruptly. In the future I will definitely try and avoid that again. Okay, the good thing is I'm reshooting and there's going to be some extra goodies that weren't in the previous videos. So let's get started. We got a little Opium Night on the turntable right now by Plan 9, right over there over my shoulder. So nothing left to do but get started. Okay, got some more Ramones. This is a 2011 reissue of Rocket to Russia. Real clean. 16 bucks. Had to get it. I got a discount, but when all is said and done, 16 bucks plus tax. Really faithful to the original. Has the original inner sleeve design. So very cool. Third album, 1977. This is kind of their good time party album, I guess it's known to be. A lot of uplifting, spiritually uplifting, happy songs on this album. It's the kind of thing you'd want to blast out on a beach party, you know? A lot of good people and food, and crank up some Rocket to Russia. The only thing, there's one bummer track on here, Teenage Lobotomy. That's not very spiritually uplifting, but the rest of it is very cool, so I'm glad to get it. It sounded awesome too, man. They did a really good job of it, 180 gram. Okay. Picked up Batman and Robin. And the name of this album is The Sensational Guitars of Dan and Dale, 1966. This is one of the better known Batman and Robin albums from back then, as it has, for the sessions players, it has members of the Blues Project, and on organ it has Jasmine Sun Ra. So very cool. This is a Tifton mono pressing. It also did come out in stereo. I mean, this is VG Plus. This is pretty clean for a kiddie record. So I got it for like 15 bucks. It did. Some copies did have a color inner sleeve with this design on it, but this one doesn't have the inner sleeve. But that's okay with me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this came out as a picture disc a few years ago on Record Store Day, so you might have seen those around in the bins. So yeah, really good record. Very cool. Now I did have a beater of that, but my beater is not listed on Discogs, so I'll go ahead and show it to you. I guess there's two different labels, I think, on Discogs, and this is a third label. It's just a solid red Tifton label. Does it have the Tifton logo on it like the others do? I'm thinking this could be like maybe, I don't know if it's the earliest press. I'm kind of thinking it's probably the last press. But if you know, let me know. But yeah, so I've had this for years, so I was, yeah, and I did get the gatefold version of this one. So you don't see these around too much, but I'm sure they're floating around. Sweet. next one is the second album by the Gants called Gants Galore. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the Gants, they're a garage rock band. They weren't songwriters, but they were excellent musicians, and they did killer covers of songs of the day. And most of the songs that they chose were well picked. I mean, they didn't cover a lot of garbage at all. So it came out on the Liberty label, and this is a really nice, excellent mono copy. Now, I do also have a stereo copy, but it sounded great in mono. They were from Tennessee, I believe, if I remember right, and I mean, they did a fine job of the songs that they did cover, and they always tried to make them a little bit different. Sometimes, you know, more than a little bit different. Like there's a very unusual version of Dirty Water on here that pretty cool. The album was produced by Dallas Smith. He even did the liner notes. So if Dallas Smith doesn't ring a bell, he was in the Sight band Clear Light as one of their drummers. That band had two drummers. He was one of them. He also did a lot of production work before he actually became a musician. He was in Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. He played drums for those guys. So yeah, this is a good album, man. My favorite is the third one, but all three Gants albums are very cool. Okay, speaking of mono, I got a mono copy of the first U.S. Spencer Davis group, and so this was a great find, because you just don't see these around in mono. Pretty clean, VG Plus. So this is just basically a put together album of, you know, tracks that were earlier recorded in England. They had 3 albums in England, 65 to 66. So the guys here in the States, you know, cherry picked those albums and put this together. So yeah, cool. Glad to have found that. I did have the rechanneled stereo version, but now I got the mono. Okay. Got an original U.S. copy of the first album by the New York Dolls. It's a lower VG Plus, but it plays great. Just an awesome proto-punk album. Very Stones-like, but more punky. A lot of memorable songs on this. Personality Crisis, Frankenstein, Looking for a Kiss, Trash. Really cool version of Pills by Bo Diddley. Featured Johnny Thunders on guitar and David Johansen on lead vocal. Produced by Todd Rundgren. Yeah, I even got the very rare censored inner sleeve. You just don't see these around much. And I'll show it to you. And this is what it looks like. So what they did was, there was a sketch of some chick on here in a dress, and she was bending over, and I guess some Square that was affiliated with Mercury Records thought it was too racy. So he ordered duct tape to be plastered over all remaining inner sleeves. Nah, I'm just joking. No, I hope I wasn't. I hope you didn't think I was telling the truth. I don't think you would have been. I just had to throw that in there. Yeah, but who would put duct tape on this? Come on, people. All right. Now I used to see this around in the bins quite a bit, and I always passed on it because I thought it was lame pop. Come out in '69 on the Uni label, and it is the Yellow Pages. These guys were out of Texas. It's garagey. It's a little bit harder garage rock. I'd say half of this is pretty damn solid. The opening track is probably the best song on the album. Pretty damn awesome. It's called The Two of Us. Not to be confused with Two of Us by the Beatles. Really cool. Excellent vocals. I got, my vinyl is real nice. The cover's shabby, but I'm just glad to have picked it up because it disappeared about 30 years ago. You just never see it anymore. But I did used to see it quite a bit in the 80s and early 90s. Okay, I got a couple more Gary Numan albums. USOG of Replicas, Gary Numan and Two-Way Army. This is his second album from 1979. Now I thought I had this one, but I was mistaken. I never had this one. But I probably heard it though. Atco label. This is a Monarch Press. Not a cutout, which is unusual for Gary Numan albums. Usually you'll see them, there'll be cutouts. Even in the 80s there were cutouts everywhere. Now this next one I got is a cutout. But it's still, I mean, it's nice condition. I mean, especially like the cover, for being black. It's quite nice. Now this one I did have. This is Telecom, 1980. This is the fourth Gary Numan album. And it does have an inner sleeve. Lyrics. And this other one has a inner sleeve too. I'll show it real quick. Yeah, I like this album because it has some guitar on it. And he kind of did away with that later on. But I like a little dash of guitar on it. It's good. There's a really good song that opens up side 2 on here called "You Are in My Vision," and it has like guitar riff on it. Very cool. So those are both really excellent albums. Okay, this next one, I got 2 more. This next one is my first album that I bought that is considered Zamrock, and it's by the band Witch. The name of the album is Lazy Bones. This came out in 1975. They were a Zambia band. Really good, sort of, highly rated for the genre. It's, basically, I guess it's considered to be legendary. Classic. Side 2 rock, or side 1 rocks more than side 2. It's got fuzz and it's got that early sort of American sound for like underground rock. It's from 75, but it sounds a little bit more like maybe 71-ish. Really, really cool vocal with the heavy African accent. Which is not a bad thing at all, man. I mean, this is just really good stuff. There's one track that kind of has like 1 foot into the Black Sabbath sound. No inner or history of the band or anything like that. This isn't that old. I think it came out a few years ago, but really, really fine album. Originals, I mean, you have a really nice original of this. You probably have to fork out $1,000 for it. So this one suits my purposes just as well. Okay, now this last one I'm going to show, I'd seen it in the bin for the last year or so. I didn't pop on it, and I'm glad I held off because they threw it in the discount bin, brand new for half price. So I got a really good deal on it. And it's the 30th anniversary reunion album for The Creation, the UK mod group from the 60s. So it's the original lineup, and they're all original songs, really good. It actually surprised me because sometimes stuff like this can be very disappointing. I was not disappointed with this. As far as the music goes, the singer sounded great, the band sounded great. It still had a little bit of that 60s vibe. It rocked, but it was a little bit heavier than they would have rocked in the 60s. So I think they really did a good job of this. And it comes with the inner sleeve as well, and it's on clear. This is a UK import. It's on clear vinyl. This is the band in 1996. That's the way they looked. There they are back in the day. And there's a photo of these guys up in the corner. And it's so weird, man. It appears to have a picture of Ray Davies with two other guys, and I have no clue what this is. They're like wearing the same outfits. And it's obviously later Ray Davies because his hair is like, it looks like it's probably more like around 70 or something. Let me show it. So I don't know who those guys are. That looks, it definitely looks like Ray, and then that guy next to him kind of looks like Sonny Bono with no mustache, but I don't think that's him. And then I have no clue who that guy is up above. There's no explanation of what this is about. So if anybody knows what that's from, let me know. Interesting. But yeah, really good album, solid. The only thing I was disappointed in was the sound. It sounds like it's a digital remaster, and they might even have remastered it from the CD. Who knows? I mean, it didn't sound terrible, but it didn't sound as good as you would want it to sound. But it is what it is, and at least the band got together and put it out, and now we have it. So a lot of the I think at least a couple of those guys have passed on now. I know that the lead singer's gone. So at least they left us this, to close their legacy. So that's gonna do it for the showing, and hope you guys have a nice week, and hang in there. Times are tough, but we'll get through it. I'm just waiting for the price of gas to go down. I did get it for $4.55 the other day, which is like, that's about, that's about 20-cent drop of what I was paying there for a while. So it's come down a little bit, but not enough. So everybody take care, and see you in the future. Later.